All right, Coffee with Coach, Season 2, Episode 6. Let's all just take a second, deep breath.
Is it 6 or 7?
I think it's week 6.
It's week 7 for us as a program.
And maybe it's week 7. It's week 7. I got no book. Mr. Lesher's been awful busy. So all we're going to do is sit here and chat about football. But my deep breath was for last week. Man, Coach.
Yeah.
It was a tough one, right?
I'm not surprised, honestly. Bound to happen this year and against, I think, a really talented team. A tough team. Homecoming, so much going on. I don't want to say distractions, just a lot going on during a homecoming week. And, we were able to come out on top, which I'm very grateful for. But yeah, there was a couple of times I needed to take a deep breath during that game. Did some uncharacteristic things. At the end of the day, that'll always fall on me. But I'm really proud of the grit and resolve of this team to be able to get a win 29-22 again against a talented Wekiva team, a district opponent, and to move to 2-0 in the district and 6-0 on the year. So it was definitely a tough one. But again, proud of our group and proud of this program.
Yeah, it was my biggest complaint, I think, is I like to leave games early and go home and take care of my dog, and I couldn't leave, Coach.
Yeah.
I had to keep staying. And then the tees were not working, right? Turnovers, lots of turnovers.
We turned the ball over too much. But a lot of people didn't know that 2 of those early turnovers we were playing against 12 on defense.
Really?
Yep. So 7 of the first plays we actually played against 12 on defense. We were trying to get the attention of the refs and let them know that it didn't happen. Saying all that, you still got to protect the ball. I don't care if you're playing against 20.
Wow.
There were some things that happened that were out of our control, but we didn't control the football like we needed to. And went down 9-0 fast. And again, that shows our team's character. I didn't think we flinched and were able to take back the lead and then finish off the game with the win. But yeah, it was a tough one.
Yeah, a lot of learning. I think that's part of life, and that's what football does. It's kind of a microcosm of life sometimes. Mm-hmm. Sporting in general is that, you gotta figure it out, and figured it out, So I'm appreciative that you got through the gauntlet. So that's nice. Those 6 games were pretty darn tough, and now we got 4 more?
4 more.
Timber Creek this week.
Timber Creek this week on the road.
Tell me about Timber Creek, Coach.
Timber Creek Wolves, good program. Been a consistent, solid program in Central Florida for a long time. They got the longest tenured coach in Orange County, and Coach Buckridge. I think he opened the school. And done a really good job. Has had a lot of great teams, a lot of playoff teams, and has had a lot of great players that have come through that program. So he knows what he's doing. The staff over there does a really good job, and we got to go on the road. It's the first time since I've been at Edgewater that we've played over there, so I'm excited for that opportunity. They do have some very talented football players. We look forward to the opportunity of traveling together as a team and going over there and hopefully putting together a good game and trying to find a way to get a win. But we're not taking them lightly at all. Again, this is a program and a staff that has a lot of tradition, that does know how to win. So we're excited. We got to continue to hopefully try to go 1-0 this week.
That's pretty cool. I'm excited about this game because there's a mellophone solo in the band. So my daughter's we're gonna head on out there to Timber Creek and watch the band.
I love it. Shout out to our band. They've done a great job all year. They had a great performance at the end of the game last week, and I think our band is something that I know myself and our players and our coaches, they bring us the juice when we need it during the game, and their hours. I mean, I look out there yesterday and they're working their tails off. We're done. We got off the field yesterday about 5:30, 5:45, and I look out there and there's the band still going at it. So they work extremely hard, and I know for myself and our program, we are so grateful for our Edgewater Eagle band.
It was pretty cool last week with alumni. We got to do something with that, Coach. They had 40 alumni up there playing.
That's great.
They were louder and they were bigger, We got to do like a Edgewater alumni. We can rally the forces and bring everybody back, That'd be pretty cool. So Timber Creek this week, that's a long drive. They're like out there. They're like almost at the beach. They're so far out there. I don't know. Anything fun going on, Coach? I heard you got a broken air conditioner. Anybody out there know how to fix air conditioners?
It's been one of those weeks. It's we've had thank God for my wife. We've had 2 of our daughters that were sick, and both of our daughters.
I'll second that. Thank God for my wife.
Yeah, man. Thank God for good ladies in our lives. Daughter's been sick. Air conditioning went out. My hours up here during this time of year are pretty long. Get here about 7, leave about 7, and that's without JV freshman games. When you push it 14, 15-hour days, and of course varsity, it's a late night as well. So. Just been one of those weeks, but I am grateful for this program, this community, and looking forward to Friday night tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I'm excited to drive out there. Let's see, Coach, who's been standing out in practice? Any players?
I think when you look at our team and our defense and the senior leadership that we have over there, every day at practice, if there's things not. If the energy's not where it needs to be, or maybe the attitude or effort isn't quite where it needs to be, there's always a constant voice that I'm going to be able to hear out there, and that's Damon Troutman.
Okay.
Number 12. He's a 3-year starter. I think he's the best linebacker. And our other linebacker, Solomon Tripline, is incredible, too. We have 2 senior linebackers. We have so many seniors on the defense side of the ball, which makes it really special. But I can always count on hearing Damon Troutman's voice. Here we are past midseason, right? Things can kind of start getting a little bit in a lull, or people can kind of start coasting at times, or things kind of become monotonous. I can always trust that David Troutman's going to be out there and giving our team great energy day in and day out. That's something that I tell our team all the time, that you give us coaches energy as well. So number 12, you're going to watch, if you watch on Friday night, man, that guy is all over the field for us on defense, but he does it Monday through Thursday at practice with the energy that he brings, the energy that he gives to others.
That's nice. Guys like that are valuable. He made me laugh Friday night because I like the kicking game. I used to do a little bit of kicking, and
an elite punter. Don't let him.
No, I didn't punt. I kicked.
Kick, elite kicker.
But don't listen to him. But I have a lot of respect for our deep snapper because I'm going to say it out loud, and I'm a superstitious guy, but I've never seen him make a bad snap. Never. So I started thinking about it because my wife asked me about the punt game. And who does the tackling? And I said, well, usually first down the field is the snapper, and they gotta break down.
Easton
learn how to
Bonnet
tackle.
is his name.
They were learning how to tackle the other day. My daughter saw him like jumping at a tire, or I don't know, doing something, and she asked why the kickers and snappers would be diving at a tire, and I said, well, they're the first down the field. And so with that being said, I saw this lightning bolt down the field make a tackle on punt, and I was like, was that the deep snapper? Because that was a heck of a tackle. And I thought it was for a second, and then it ended up being the Troutman guy.
Yeah.
It was like he smashed him, just boom. And I was like, wow, Easton. And it wasn't Easton. It was pretty funny.
Easton's a great tackler, but him and Damon and Solomon Tripline are 3 of our actual gunners on punt team. That'll be the first ones down there, usually making the play on the returner. And our punt unit has been really special for us this year.
Yeah, it's a skill to be able to follow directions and to do things. Like when you tell someone it's time to be quiet and what silent is, and they lock in and they're silent. That's kind of like a direction that happens. And football and life and school is about learning and following directions. If you don't know, that was a little bit of a tip of our hat to our live audience, and understanding what silence is as the second reminder and being locked in. So, Coach, 4 games left. Playoffs are coming. I feel it. Got to deal with a few things first, but I heard Ocoee's pretty good.
Yeah, I think everybody we got on. When you look at the last 4 games, they're all good opponents. I think there's no break. I think Timber Creek's a very solid opponent on the road, and we have Ocoee coming here, very talented Ocoee Knights team that'll come here for senior night. Horizon it's a year 3 of their program. They're a district opponent. That always makes it that much more important. We have to go there. They have been. I think they're 5-2 or 4-2, and they've won. And they won last year. They went 7-3 last year, so they got a winning culture that they've created over there at Horizon. And then, of course, we play for that barrel at the end of the year against Boone, and we got to go over there. And that's always a tough game. So
I got to go on something for that. I got a message for the flock. For the Boone game, I think they should wear orange. and say we put the orange in Orange County.
There you go.
I think we should take their color. Why not? We take their totem pole, take their color.
Well, we're gonna. I know myself. I'll get to Boone when we get to that week. Timber Creek tonight. But there are 4 games. We do have a bye week right before the Boone game. Our open week is always later in the year. We try to plan that, hoping that we're planning to be in the playoffs. So we're going to have that open week late, so we hopefully get recovered, truly get healthy for the back stretch of the year heading into the playoffs. But Timber Creek is on deck, and then we need to go and play well. We got to clean up some stuff that we didn't do well last week. And the beautiful thing is, I think our guys have a growth mindset and want to continue to get better. They have a hunger to improve. We don't feel like we've done anything yet. We haven't arrived anywhere. So when you have that humble mindset and have a hunger to get better, I think you have an opportunity to max out a team.
You been watching any college football?
Well,
How's your fantasy team doing?
Horrible
fantasy team?
Horrible fantasy team. Joe Burrow has let me down. We're in one of these leagues. I got multiple quarterbacks. Daniel Jones has been a big letdown, and then I had Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb went out with I don't know if it was an 8. He's out for the year, and he was my workhorse at tailback, and he's out. So fantasy has been a letdown. College football has been exciting like it is every year.
Florida State, your nose, right?
Florida State's doing well. Miami's doing well this year. That's going to be a great matchup here in a couple weeks. Florida.
Shout out to Angelina Manx, and she's going to the game Saturday.
That's good.
Against Georgia Tech, Christian Leary.
Christian Leary, who had a big touchdown last week.
All right.
It was great seeing our alumni, last week, seeing Jack House from Maryland, Christian Leary for Georgia Tech, watching R.J. Harvey for UCF, seeing C.J. Baxter for Texas. So my Saturdays have become a lot of flipping games and seeing our guys that are off playing somewhere, watching them. College football has been exciting. NFL, of course, is a great product, and there's a lot of football. But I'll tell you this, about Sunday afternoon, go to church, maybe catch a little bit of the 1 o'clock games, and I need a break from football.
Yeah. I
need a break from football at least for a few hours, for a day. I turn around and get ready on Monday to get prepared for our opponent. But, it's a lot. There's a lot of football going on right now.
A lot of football going on, right? That's life in the South in America, right?
That's right.
That's pretty good stuff, though. It's not a bad life. All right, so I don't know, Coach.
How are you doing? How's your family doing?
My family's good. I mean, life is good for the Leshers, but it's busy right now this time of year, and teaching ain't easy. I'll tell you that. Teaching ain't easy, and being in a high school and bringing it every day with kids is not easy, and I don't know. I look forward to each day. Being around kids is the best job in the world, but it ain't easy.
This school and community is better because of the Lesher family. I want everyone to understand that.
Same with Dukes, though.
Well,
Same with Dukes.
I think we know it's a calling in our life, but it is. We got to bring it every day. Thank God for good coffee.
That's right.
And continuing to make sure that you have the energy to give the young people that we get a chance to serve day in and day out in the classroom, on the field. We're thankful for this community to rally. It was a really nice homecoming game last week. Great crowd. Good seeing a lot of alumni back. Homecoming is always a special time, especially at Edgewater. The parade I thought was a great success. The weather held off last Thursday. So, shout out to everyone that made the parade, made the game, and really made, I think, really what was make Edgewater a special place. So
yeah. But we're good. Life is good. My wife's getting ready for girls wrestling. Grow Girls Wrestling. You got some girls who want to come out and wrestle and be tough. Send them my wife's way. Fundraising for all that, trying to get some money.
I understand that world.
That's another part of high school, is trying to figure out where the money's at. But, it's all good. It's just what it is. This first year ever, I'm counting every day. I journal every morning.
Nice.
I've been journaling for maybe over 1,000 days. I started sometime during COVID, and I just never stopped. Every day I write something down. And this year I'm writing down every day of school. So I think today's day 41.
Okay.
Today's day 41 out of 180.
Gotcha. So that puts us right about.
Yeah. Because it's Friday morning.
We're a little less than a quarter. Well, about a fifth of the way done. My math skills.
I guess so. Yeah, math. Well, 1/6 is 30. So yeah, about 1/5.
Right.
Almost a quarter. A couple more days.
Yeah.
And I have to be honest. Usually I need to hydrate these days. I'm done with coffee by the time we get here. I'm drinking water. Mr. Lesher's hit that age, but I get dizzy if I drink too much coffee. I get like palpitations or something.
Well, we're excited about this game tonight, and then the back half of the season and what's ahead. I think we're healthy. We're trying to get healthy. Got a couple guys that'll be out this week due to some injuries, but hopefully nothing that'll be long term. This is kind of where you really gotta, the strength and conditioning or athletic training department, all that comes into play when you really think. I mean, we're going to end up playing 11 games, counting our classic, right? And then you have a chance to go play 5 more in the playoffs. So we have a lot of football in front of us. We got to continue to find our edge, and this is when leadership's got to even take over. You start getting into that second half, middle to back end of the season. This is when you see the cream really rises to the top, right? So we're hoping that we can continue to do that tonight.
Well, let's do it. I promise next week we'll do something special. I'll get ready for next week. I gotta get back into it, but right now I'm showing up. That's one of our things. One of my good friends says, "Show up, punch the clock. Whatever you do, just show up, and you'll get better." So
there ain't no doubt.
We're here.
Yep.
It's week 7, Timber Creek tonight. Go Eagles.
We'd love to see you there next week back at home. Eagle.
Pride.